on him. Said, yeah, but only to SPIC MACAY. And I said, yes, to you and to SPIC MACAY. And so that's why we are here today. I'm going to read a very brief biodata because many of us who have grown up with SPIC MACAY know about its origins and how it started and what it has achieved. But to the young Gen Next, I think they need to know whom we are honoring and why. Dr. Kiran Seth and SPIC MACAY, the mission, cultural visionary and former Professor Emeritus at IIT Delhi. He founded SPIC MACAY in 1977 at IIT Delhi after being inspired by a Dhrupad concert he attended in New York. Since then, he and his SPIC MACAY volunteers have tirelessly worked towards integrating Indian classical arts into the education system, making them accessible to students across urban and rural India. The Society for the Promotion of Indian Classical Music and Culture amongst Youth, SPIC MACAY, is a voluntary, non-profit movement dedicated to the preservation and promotion of India's rich cultural heritage. It seeks to inspire young minds by introducing them to the mysticism, discipline, and artistic excellence of Indian classical music, dance, the folk arts, crafts, yoga, cinema classics, and heritage walks. SPIC MACAY's mission is to have every child experience the inspiration and mysticism embodied in Indian and world heritage. It aims to foster the spirit of exploration in students, encouraging them to engage with the transformative power of the arts while developing a deeper appreciation for India's classical traditions. Over the years, SPIC MACAY has conducted over 30 million programs at various educational institutions in India and abroad, enriching the quality of education and shaping young minds into well-rounded individuals. The movement in the philosophy of Nishkam Seva, selfless service without expectation of reward. Its strength lies in the collaborative efforts of artists, institutions, volunteers and supporters who work together to bring India's artistic and cultural treasures to every student across the nation and beyond. Dr. Seth himself has been an integral part of several prestigious committees and boards, including the CBSE, the ICCR General Council, the Sangeet Natak Academy's Executive Board, the Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan Advisory Board, NCC and the FDI. If I begin reading the honors that Kiran has received for SPIC MACAY, they're just too many, several pages, so I'm going to skip that, Kiran, but take it as said. Dr. Kiran Seth also embarked, and this is something I find astonishing, on a solo cycling expedition across India recently, a feat that reflects his commitment to simplicity, endurance, and purpose-driven living. His remarkable journey began on 15th August 2022 and concluded on the 2nd of October 2024, covering the length and breadth of India. His threefold mission for this journey was, and as we all know, his life passion, raising awareness about SPIC MACAY's mission of cultural preservation, promoting cycling as a sustainable and holistic way of life, and advocating Gandhian principles of simple living and high thinking. So ladies and gentlemen, that's whom we are here to honor, Dr. Kiran Seth and the SPIC MACAY movement. I would like, before we honor them, for Geeta to come here and just say a few words about her and SPIC MACAY.
Namaskar. It is not a time to lecture, it's a time to celebrate. But just in LSR when the chapter was started in LSR, and I had the good fortune of actually escorting Bismillah Khan Sahab and great masters. And I was telling Kiran that staying in Delhi and being brought up in Delhi, I did not know that there was one hotel in Chandni Chowk up the ladder where Bismillah Khan would stay, only in that hotel. And we were asked to go in a Kali Pili taxi and escort him to LSR. So those were my early memories of LSR as a student volunteer. And of course, then I saw Sanjukta Panigrahi so close in our hall. It was not in our auditorium, it was in the hall, lecture hall. And I could see her breathe, I could see her eyes so close, and I could see her puja regimen that she did before going on stage. She traveled with trunks, and her Jagannathji traveled with her. And you know, all those memories which shaped me as an artist, because it's not what you see on stage, but there's so much more to an artist which you get to know when you volunteer. And the first time I heard the word volunteerism was with SPIC MACAY. Well, because nothing in our very, what should I say, privileged setup really taught us about volunteerism at that time. So it was very important, I think, part of my growing up and evolving as an artist to volunteer with SPIC MACAY. Before her was like, oh my God, what do I do? So these are some lovely memories I've had. After that, of course, going and dancing in basketball courts, in makeshift stage where the tables are put together and you don't know next movement, whether you're going to go down or whether you're still going to be on stage, you don't know. All those kinds of experiences. Doing 3 programs a day and then, you know, in the night taking a train and your bones are all literally cracking and they're aching. Madhvi is there, she's part of this journey, she's been very much done all that I'm talking about. So I think this is what taught us about resilience. And I think also today, if I'm thinking about arts education, it's because of my SPIC MACAY journey. I'm very involved and very committed to arts education today, simply because I've talked to so many young people across villages, kasbahs, little places, and what is their aspiration vis-a-vis the arts and how they would like the arts to be integrated, how talking to teachers, talking to principals, talking to owners of schools. I think it's been a journey with all these stakeholders, and today I feel I would like to spend the rest of my if other than the performing time, I would certainly want to give it to arts education, and that I should thank Kiran Seth for that, for sparking off that interest and that wanting to do that. Besides that, I think there is no other organization like SPIC MACAY. I have to say that, because there is nobody else working in this particular area, and this is an area which really, if we need the arts to survive, we need to support the movements like this, because the young in places where we go have no way of accessing these art forms in these remote areas. Not to take this moment to celebrate all these wonderful volunteers whom I have had the good fortune of associating with over the years, and those who are not with us as well, because some have moved on and some have not been able to come today. It's a huge organization with so many volunteers. I'd like to remember each one of them and their contribution. Thank you so much.
And his volunteers were here. Maya, please come up. Rashmi, come. Suman, Rupi, everybody, come. This is...
That's Dr.Kiran Seth. The founder of the SPIC MACAY.
We begin by honoring the current chairperson of the SPIC, and an Angabastram to Dr. Kiran Seth. The Natya Vriksha honor.
Sorry,
One of our dear collaborators, Sandhya Raman, our costume designer, has also sent. So Sandhya has sent a special gift designed by one of Geeta's students, Arundhati Prasad. So the volunteers also get a little